Markets are breathing heavy, talking the street about the CPI shock. The yen firmed, sterling jumped up, and euro was knocking on resistance. If you haven't seen my other video, I put a euro dollar video out just before this one. This isn't a day to be lazy. It's where trades are setting up across the board. Welcome back, everyone. Tom here from Park Avenue Trading, your chief dealer, keeping you sane in absolutely insane markets. If you like what you see, smash the like button, hit subscribe, share my videos far and wide. I want to build a huge trading community. We're going to be starting off with dollar yen. We will be getting to sterling yen in a moment, but we need to cover the two components of the individual crosses of sterling and the yen before we get into the sterling yen and the euro yen. All right, so let's look at dollar yen. All right, man, oh man, was I wrong with this one. And I read actually my signal wrong, but that's besides the point. I was wrong. Dollar hit a wall right up at this level at 148.64. I told you I went long yesterday, like 148.15. I was adding to my core position that I was long since 145, like 17. I said that if we broke, the critical price was that 147.62 level right here. I said if we break that, I'm actually turning the trade around, which I did. Thank goodness. I also squared my core position. Now, I want to point something out to you. I want to go to the daily chart, okay? I want to show you something because I pointed it out on the euro dollar chart, but I think that it's pretty important to look at here on the daily. Actually, I can add it to here. Let me add here, smooth moving average. Let's throw that up, okay? Let's go down here, down there. That's so thin. All right, let's just fix it. But let's go to settings and let's make it thicker. Let's go like, let's go here. Let's make it blue. Let's make it really thick so we could see it better. We're okay with that, and it didn't change. All right, whatever. I'm not going to waste your time with that. But anyway, I talked about it yesterday. I said, wow, we're up at these levels, and the moving averages, a 50-day moving average is so far below. I don't use the moving average as like a means of like trading off of it. But I do look at it because I look at it like the median or the mean of a bell curve. So as a trader, I look at like markets, how many standard deviations have they gone away from the mean before a snapback occurs. I was really concerned with this. I pointed it out in my video yesterday that we could get a pullback to here, and we did. Unbelievable. But right now, where do we stand right now? What's going on right now? All right, let's go to this. Let's go to a 4-hour chart. Okay. We had longer term resistance, 145, say the figure, 144.97. We came down to 145.60, not very close to it, but we did fill this gap. We did fill the gap, right? So it took a day or so, and the marketplace actually filled that gap. So what's going on right now with dollar yen? Dollar yen itself, I think it's got a, right now we're at 146.53. The support right now in dollar yen short term is 146, the figure. Okay, if we can hold 146, the figure, dollar yen is actually gaining enough steam to attack 147 like 15 again. I'm going to go up to, I'll even go there. I'll go like 146. That's a little bit too high. This one's a little bit too low. This one's a little bit too high. So I'm going to go like right here, 147.22. I'm going to split the difference. So dollar yen is actually picking up steam again, heading towards that 147.22 if this level holds. If this level breaks, we could be attacking this 145.66. I squared up my short already. I squared it up actually at 146.80 earlier. So I have nothing on in dollar yen. However, I also went short sterling yen, got out way too early. way too early because it happened around 9 o'clock. I'll go over that trade. But anyway, let's go over the good old sterling dollar. Sterling dollar. Good old sterling dollar. All right. It made it actually had a little bit of a vengeance rally to 133.59. I told you in previous videos that I would be looking to sell up in this area. Now, since we broke through this previous top, this thing is actually starting to show weakness again. So if it breaks this bottom right here at 130, say 132, I'll go 132, 132, say 77. If it breaks 132.77, this thing is going to really mess with like people that got long, all right? They're going to actually dump. And sterling dollar could head back down to, say, 132.20 again. The main support, like we said, was that 132, the figure, right, that we broke through. So that support's still there. Let me go to 132, the figure. 132, the figure. That's still there. I mean, we broke through it. We traveled down to 131.39 before the recovery. If this marketplace is gravitating to this figure, if this figure breaks, it's heading back down towards like this congestion area right here. Let me get my brush. So if you haven't gotten short sterling, it's really, the next, let me give you a resistance level. How about that? Let's give you a resistance level. 133.20. 133.21. That's good enough. There's your now resistance level. Okay. If the market could pass back up through this, we got a chance of going back up to the 133.44. I don't really see that happening. I see the market actually still drifting lower. Let's get over to good old sterling yen. Woo, this one. Oh man. All right. Let's go to a 4-hour chart. Sterling yen. All right, I need to get my sheets here. All right, so we came down to 194.24. The reprieve in sterling yen is going to actually happen if dollar yen starts to really rebound quickly. It's, if it can hold like 194, maybe the bulls start to try to reload for another leg higher. But intraday, this is like actually neutral to bearish. So we've bounced off the 194. What did we get down to? 194.24. Yeah, that 194 level, like that 194.14 is the level that we have to hold. So let me get my sterling yen chart. Let me see what my sterling yen. All right, so where are we with this thing? All right. Wow. All right. Passing up through 194.77 is a good sign for a bullishness. Support right now is like right here, 194.70, man. It's unbelievable, really tight. I'm gonna have to go to a 1-hour chart right there. Let me go to a 1 hour. Wow, I got everything over here. But this is the key support right now, 197.67. If we can get up through 80, maybe we got a chance of getting up to like 195, like I'd say 20 again. I think there's resistance up there. However, if we break that back down through this 194.70, we're heading back down towards the 194.25 low that we just had. If we break that low, it's opening up to fill the gap down here at 193.45. That's what I see going on. Like it'll fill this gap that hasn't been filled yet. So that's probably the play. I don't have anything on right now, so I really don't have any great ideas. However, I know there's a resistance at 195.20, and I know that this support point right here has to hold at 194.67, 194.60, like that. If it breaks down through that and takes this low out, it's probably going to fill this gap. Now, it probably might not happen today, but if that happens, it's going to happen, in my opinion. Okay, let me go over to euro yen. All right, euro yen. What a monster, right? We had resistance 165.33. We made it to 165.21 before the market actually turned down. This is also going to depend on dollar yen. If dollar yen can rally, then this will and the euro dollar cools, which I think the euro dollar is going to cool in the medium term. I don't really see the euro taking off. However, as it stands right now, we're looking at the 1 hour chart. It's got to get over 164.36. It's got to get over this price in order to show some strength. And where could it go? Well, it might be able to get up to 164.80. Hasn't even gotten over the 26 yet, or the 34 yet. So it's still kind of showing a little bit of weakness. If it takes out this bottom, it's drifting back down to like 163. I'll go 163.40. 163.40. All right, that's what I got going on for you guys. If you like what you see, please like and subscribe. Stay nimble. Keep your stops tight. Don't force anything. Sometimes the best trade is the one that you don't force and you skip. If I helped your game plan, show your love with a like and a subscribe. Drop your top setups in the comments. I read every one of my comments because I don't get very many of them, so I get to read all of them. I'm waiting for the day where there's so many that it's like, oh my gosh, I can't read all these. But anyway, head on over to Park Avenue Trading and get yourself a free ebook if you're so inclined. And remember, always as a short-term trader, enjoy the party, but dance near the door. Cheers.